It's another year, which means another FIFA game from EA Sports and another PES game from Konami. So what can we expect for the 2017 season? Well, let's get this video started and take a look. G'day guys, and welcome to this video where we are going to take a look at PES 2017 and FIFA 17. So, if you do go on to enjoy this video, please smack that like button real good. And before we do actually get started, I'm going to give away a copy of either FIFA 17 or PES 2017, and the way to win it is to leave a comment down below stating which game you think will be better in 2017. And the game that you do state will be your choice that you choose to win. So yeah, just leave a comment down below and also smack that like button if you'd like to. But now let's get to the topic at hand, because this year is going to be a little bit different. FIFA has a new engine and they're trying a bunch of new things with their game this year, including a new game mode which everyone is talking about, the Journey. On the other hand, PES is trying to refine its game and make it even more realistic and are building on their team licenses and everything on top of that. So yeah, we're going to talk about quite a lot of stuff in this video, including gameplay, player faces, game modes, and more, but let's bring up the first topic, which is going to be the graphics of the games. Both games actually look really good this year, and both have improved over last year, because FIFA has its brand new engine, and that's the big part right there. They've brought in Frostbite and it looks just so damn incredible. Seriously, what we've seen so far from leaked gameplay and all the trailers and everything that EA have brought out, FIFA up close looks amazing. Now, if you look at it at a standard television sort of view, at first glance you're like, oh, it's FIFA. It's the same thing we get every single year. And that's what people do see when they see FIFA. They're like, oh, it's the same thing every year. But if you really take a good look at it, all the little minor details, especially up close, FIFA 17 is looking much better than last year, and I'm actually amazed at what the game looks like at this stage in development, because what we're seeing is actually probably from a few months ago. So we're seeing stuff that is going to be improved on when the game actually comes out, which is crazy to even think about. Now, PES's graphics, you're probably wondering, have they improved? Well, yes, from the trailers and everything we have seen, they have improved the game and it does look a lot better this year. There isn't too much gameplay that has been leaked, unlike FIFA 17, which has had a lot of leaked gameplay from E3. PES, on the other hand, as I said, hasn't had too much leaked gameplay out there, so we haven't seen raw footage just yet. But it has improved its professional looking television style, which I really love about PES. That's one of my favorite things. When you look at it like, whoa, okay, this game looks real and it moves realistically, especially with the game types and the gameplay itself, because it plays like an actual game of football, and that represents itself with the game modes and everything like that that are in the game. And when you put all that together and when you actually look at it up close, the game does look just beautiful for a PES game, which is weird to say because, yeah, I guess, in a way, in my opinion, I guess, I like the look of FIFA, but at the same time, PES does bring that professional look, which is what I love. But now to move away from graphics themselves into something a little more detailed, and that's player faces. And yes, this is still kind of a graphical talk, but the thing is, both games do a great job at getting the big stars right this year. From that one shot that we saw of Hazard's face, I was like, wait, is this real or is this in-game? I was like, whoa. And then also, just up close, from the leaked gameplay that we have seen, players interacting with other players in different cutscenes and everything like that, it does look just amazing in FIFA 17 this year. With PES though, one flaw that it does have is the same thing that it's had with a problem with, I guess, for the last few years, and that has to be the lesser known players just look really weird at times. Sometimes they don't even represent anything similar to what they actually look like in real life, and they're just generic guys with a number on the back and the surname. So that's the problem right there. But the thing is, when PES gets it right with certain players like Neymar and other players that are key players like Bale, they definitely get it right compared to FIFA. They just bring it up just that extra notch, and you're like, what? How did they even achieve this? I guess all in all, when you look at the player faces this year from what we have seen so far, FIFA definitely does a good job of getting them all overall good, and then the stars really good. PES has gotten the real big stars, including Giroud, really on point. So that's a really good thing right there. But to move away from graphics, player faces and all that kind of stuff, and to the gameplay of the game. From what we're hearing, FIFA is again just a more of an arcade game. PES has improved on its realistic simulation type that we've seen over the past few years. The thing is though, this year PES is reported to actually be a lot more pacey, which is very interesting because for a more simulation type game where it's more realistic than FIFA, which is more up and down ping pong style back and forth, PES has that more passing and more tactics that are involved, but it has brought in pace. It does move a little quicker this year, which is really good, and that all comes with the new first touch system, all that stuff that is bringing to the game, or that Konami are bringing to the game. So that's a really good thing. I love that because sometimes the game does feel a little blocky, or I guess I don't know how to explain it. It just feels a little last gen at times with PES because it's not quick enough, but they are bringing a new upgraded system to where you get the ball quickly, you can turn and everything. It does feel a lot quicker from what we are hearing, so that's a good thing in a way, but at the same time, will it take away from the realistic non-arcade version of the game? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Also, just a quick note on top of that, PES keepers are reported to be a lot better this year compared to last year. I remember there were just moments I was like, why wouldn't he save that? It just seems illogical. Like, why would you move that type of way? But the animations, the way that they react to the ball and shots is improved, so it's going to be harder to score goals possibly, or you just have to just create new ways of scoring goals. So that's an interesting thing right there, that the keepers have definitely been improved, and that's a real highlight right there. Now, on the FIFA end of things, it's still pretty much the same game we've seen, but set pieces, corners, things like that have definitely been improved from what I'm hearing. And that's a big thing that they've been marketing. EA has been mentioning set pieces, corners, all this stuff have been improved. So that's a really interesting part right there to really talk about, because when you look at FIFA over the last few years, it's been pretty much the same thing for shots, the way you take from a set piece. Even corners have kind of been bland, where you just pretty much cross it in and hope for the best. There haven't been too many tactics involved, but now you can whip it in and you can judge how high you want it to go and things like that. So it's a really cool thing that they've actually upgraded this. They've brought in a new way of doing all the set pieces and corners. So I really love that they've done that. And something else that I love that FIFA has done this year, and this actually moves us to our next and final topic of this video, and that has to be game modes. And the big game mode coming from EA this year is the Journey. You guys all know about it already, and this is probably the thing that we are all looking forward to most on top of everything that is going to be in this game this year. So the Journey looking amazing. I can't wait to play it. It looks great. It is the big highlight, as I said, for FIFA 17. Hopefully there is a lot more that does slowly get revealed over time, but hopefully at the same time they don't reveal too much, so that when we get into the game and try Alex Hunter out in his new career, that we are blown away by some cool things here and there, and we do get surprises. So it's going to be an interesting game mode to see how it all plays out. FIFA 17, the Journey, is the big game mode in this year's FIFA game. But in PES, it looks like they're not actually bringing out any new big game modes like they did last year with My Club, where they just built it and were like, this is what you guys want to play. It's essentially the equivalent of FIFA's Ultimate Team, but in PES, it is My Club. So that's what we're hearing right now, that My Club is still being built on top of from last year, and they're just trying to refine it and things like that. So that's essentially what PES is doing this year. They're just building on top of what they achieved last year and making it even better. And that takes us to the end of this video, the verdict. Both games pretty much look like they're going to be worth picking up this year. They do look very even on paper. FIFA's adding a whole bunch of new things to their game and redefining the gameplay. Then on the other hand, PES isn't adding too much to their game, but they are tightening up the gameplay and making the game look better and building on last year's game, as I said. Essentially, this is almost a a complete swap of FIFA 16 and PES 2016 coming from 2015, as FIFA was the game that was just tightening up gameplay and things here and there, and then PES was the one adding all these new modes, all this new stuff into the game. But now for 2017, it looks to be the complete opposite, where PES has decided, no, we're not going to add all this new stuff, we're just going to tighten up and fix everything that we added last year. And then FIFA, on the other hand, is the company, or I guess the game, that is going to bring a whole bunch of new stuff and try a bunch of new stuff. So it is a very interesting year going ahead with FIFA and PES. I'm going to definitely pick up both. Again, let me know in the comments down below which one you think will be better, and you can also win yourself a copy of the game that you think will be better. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Please smack the like button if you did, and yeah, I will see you in the next video.